Hi, my name is Brian Ierson, and I'm one of the instructors at the Computer Workshop. Today, we're going to take a look at customizing the interface in PowerPoint to help you do your drawings a little bit more effectively. As you can see, I have created a custom tab in my ribbon that has all my general drawing tools that I need that will allow me to create shapes, modify those shapes, arrange them, send them back and forward, align them, group them, and I have all these controls in one place. If I were to draw a shape and I want to use if I want to use those tools on that Format tab in the drawing, well, here is my Edit Shapes where I can edit the points and change the shape. And now, if I want to align things, I have to deal with a drop down. If I want to group things, again, drop downs. If I want to bring backwards and forwards multiple objects, I'm going to have to deal with drop downs. Whereas on my custom tab, all those drop downs are now removed and I have everything in one easy to go place. So let's talk about how to create this. So to start with, we go to File and we go all the way down to the options. Once you're in the options screen, we're going to look to the list of categories here on the left and choose Customize Ribbon. Now for the moment, I'm going to simply uncheck my already existing drawing tools so that you can see me create one from scratch. Now I'm going to come down below the list of existing tabs that are in my ribbon and choose New Tab. I can then select my new tab, right click on it, and I can rename it. As you can see, I could also have right clicked and chosen to create a new tab and create groups from within the right click menu. So I'm going to go ahead and rename this, and I'm going to call this New Drawing, and I'm going to click OK. So that creates my new drawing tab. All of the tabs have clusters or groups of related commands in structures called groups. So in order to have a tab and be able to put tools into it, you are going to have a new group by default. Here I want to right click on this and I can choose to add a new group. I can add as many groups as I need to organize my space in a custom way to help me get my work done more efficiently. Having them all named new group, is not very helpful, so I'm going to right click each of these and I'm going to choose to rename them. So the first one I'm just going to go ahead here and just call Draw. The next one I'll right click on and rename. I will call this Object Control. And for now I will just leave the other one as New Group. Now, instead of coming up and choosing to change this list from popular commands to all commands, I find it easier to get started with it if I just go to all tabs, because I know where all these commands are in the existing tabs, so this is just going to make finding them a little bit quicker. So choosing all tabs, I can see here they all are, and I'm going to just come down and find my drawing tools, and I'm going to choose Format. So from here are all the groups that you can see: insert shapes, shape styles, word art styles, accessibility, arrange, size. I'm going to start with expanding the insert shapes set of tools, and I'm going to grab and I'm going to drag the command that I want into the group that I want. For the time being, I'm going to collapse my old drawing. So now you can see I pulled the shapes and I put that into the draw. I'm going to expand my text box. Maybe I want to draw horizontal and vertical text boxes, so I'm going to just drag one of these subgroups out and put it in, collapse that, merge shapes. A lot of really good tools in there. We'll come back in and expand that in a little bit. So now I'm done taking the commands that I want out of this. Ooh, I need my edit shapes where I can use change shapes and edit points. This will allow me to draw and redefine my shapes in any way that I want. So I'm going to collapse those out of the way now, and I'm going to come down and expand arrange. I'm going to expand bring to front and send to back, and I'm going to pull both of these commands into my object control. So bring forward, bring to front, send backward. Oops, not in the right place. And send to back. I'm going to expand my alignment controls. I always find that I'm aligning things to their centers, to their middles. So center is along, stacking things. Aligning to middle is lining them up top to bottom. And sometimes I use align to top and align to left. So I'll arrange these and I'll set them where I think I want them for the moment. I'm not worried about getting it absolutely perfect right now. That'll come later on as I go through and I tweak things when I realize what I really need and where I want it. I'm going to add my distribution, both vertical and horizontal. Very important when I'm aligning things. Am I aligning to the slide or am I aligning amongst all the selected objects? So I don't want to have to deal with a drop down to find these commands. I want them right there up front, fully visible. I'm going to expand my grouping and I'll add that in there and my ungroup. When I draw multiple shapes that I want to work as a single unit, I'm going to draw all the component pieces, select them all, and then I will group them so now they're going to act as a single object that I can control very easily. Another thing, and I'm not going to get into very much detail on it right now, is accessibility. Putting the alt text in, and I'm going to put that into my last unnamed group, which I will now go ahead and rename as ADA, right? American Disabilities Act. To make your documents and to make your files as ADA compliant as possible, anytime you draw or insert images, you should be adding the alt text to them. And in the newer versions of PowerPoint, they've made that button incredibly easy to find. Once I've done all of this, I may want to consider importing it, or I should say import, but exporting it, so in case anything happens, that I will be able to re-import that customization. So I'm going to leave it as is for the time being, and I'm simply going to click OK. And now you can see I have my new drawing tab with all my commands the way that I want, at least as a starting point. As I said earlier, as I work and I'm getting more and more comfortable modifying this, I'll tweak it until I get it just right. I'll dial it in, but I'm not going to know to begin with. So the first part is just start building this and get used to how it works. Well, I hope that this little tutorial will prove helpful for you. I'll be back again in the future to do more tutorials on actually how to use the drawing tools, especially the merge shapes and edit point tools. So please tune into the future. If you liked this video, please subscribe and follow us. We do put out new videos every week. So until then, have a great day.